considerable, 상당한, substantial, a large amount of, large. Plankton is gaining considerable interest among marine scientists. Considerable, 중요한, meaningful, significant. For Pavlov, winning the Nobel Prize was a considerable achievement. Dominate, 지배하다, control, govern, rule. The Spartans were a strong military force that dominated ancient Greece. Dominate, 압도적으로 우세하다, be widespreading. Pro-gun attitudes dominate many states in the U.S. Ratio, pure, proportion, rate, percentage. The ratio of women in the workforce is higher than ever. Duplicate, 복제하다, copy, reproduce, imitate. It is considered stealing to illegally duplicate a copyrighted work without permission. Duplicate, 되풀이하다, repeat. The baseball team won the championship last year and they duplicated their success this year. Barely, 거의, 무엇 않게, hardly, scarcely, almost not. There has been barely any evidence that taking zinc helps prevent colds. Barely, 간신히, just, only just. We arrived barely in time to see the beginning of the performance. Strew, 흩뿌리다, scatter, sprinkle, disperse. The tsunami strew debris over several miles of shoreline. Legitimately, 합법적으로, 정당하게, properly, lawfully, legally. The president was elected legitimately through a nationwide vote. Encapsulate, 요약하다, summarize, sum up, condense. The paper includes a concluding paragraph that encapsulates the main points. Relatively, 비교적으로, comparatively, by comparison. Roses have a relatively stronger fragrance than sunflowers. Hazard, 위험, risk, danger, peril, jeopardy. Reduced regulation created hazards to public health and safety. Paramount, 최고위, 중요한, supreme, prime, chief. The company's paramount concern was its declining sales. Unwieldy, 크기, 무게 때문에 다루기 힘든, difficult to manage, awkward. Heavy vehicles such as trucks and tractors can be unwieldy to operate. Subsequent, 그 다음에, succeeding, following, later, following in time. The first earthquake was strong, but luckily the subsequent ones were weak. Striking, 현저한, noticeable, remarkable, attention-getting. There was a striking difference in the building's appearance after the renovation. Extended, 장기간에 걸친, long-lasting, prolonged. Images of Venus indicate that the planet may have had extended periods of geological activity. Ephemeral, 단명하는, 덧없는, short-lived, living for a short time, temporary. A mayfly is an ephemeral insect that has a lifespan of less than 48 hours. Rigid, 엄격한, strict, exact, severe, rigorous. The rules at the military boot camp are so rigid that many drop out on the first day. Rigid, 굳은, 경직된, stiff, hard, firm. When Ted heard the news, his whole body went rigid with shock. Chief, 주요한, major, main, primary, principal. Victorian writer Alfred Lord Tennyson was a chief influence on the poet T.S. Eliot. Severity, 심함, seriousness. The effects of black widow spider bites vary widely in severity, from mild skin irritation to death. Typical of, 무엇을 대표하는, characteristic of, representative of. Family-owned stores were typical of 19th century American commercial establishments. Enable, 가능하게 하다. Allow, permit, facilitate. Smartphones enable people to share information with others easily. Empirical, 실험상의, 실험에 의한, based on observation. Experimental. The scientists studied the rat's movements in order to gain empirical evidence about their behavior. Controversy, 논쟁, dispute, debate, disagreement, contention. How to distribute education funding is a controversy in many school districts. Accomplish, 성취하다, achieve, execute, work out, put through. To accomplish each plan for a new building, the community center must raise a lot of money. Set, 고정된, fixed, settled. Doctors recommend sticking to a set sleeping schedule in order to get good rest. Set, 놓다, situate, place, put. The movers will set the furniture inside the house. Lag, 지연, delay. There is a slight lag between the transmission and reception of an electronic signal. Exude, 액체, 냄새 등을 발산하다. Give off, release, emit. Human skin exudes sweat as a cooling mechanism. Interplay, 상호작용, interaction, reciprocity. The interplay of supply and demand helps determine the price of goods. Precede, 무엇에 앞서다, come before, antecede, forerun. A recovery in airline stocks typically precedes a rebound in the economy. Manipulation, 조작, deliberate alteration. The manipulation of people's personal information without consent is a criminal offense. Dry, 건조한, arid, rainless, parched. Mars has a very dry environment, although some frozen water lies below the surface. Assist with, 무엇을 돕다, help with, aid, support. Financial advisors assist with managing and increasing their clients' personal wealth. Acute, 극심한, severe, intense, extreme. The Environmental Protection Agency has documented many cases of acute injury and death from fires. Article, 물품, object, item, thing. Every single article in the museum is more than 1,000 years old. Scrutiny, 정밀검사, close observation, examination, inspection. After much scrutiny, experts determined that the painting was authentic. Recompense, 보상, repayment, compensation. Bobby offered to mow his neighbor's lawn as a recompense for accidentally breaking a window with his baseball. Reflect, 나타내다, show, indicate, display, demonstrate. Chance of encore reflected across enjoyment of the performance. Reflect, 숙고하다, meditate, think, consider, ponder. Casey needed some time to reflect before making a decision. Immeasurably, 대단히, greatly, extremely. Quality of life has improved immeasurably because of modern technology. Rudiments, 기초, 기본, basics, elements, fundamentals. George mastered the rudiments of Russian grammar in 1 year. Mortality, 사망, death. In the 19th century, both mortality rates declined due to the latest medicine. Awkward, 서투른, clumsy, unskillful. A child's awkward first steps are an important milestone in his or her physical development. Constrain, 강요하다, oblige, bind, force, pressure. The threat of social exclusion constrains people to behave in culturally acceptable ways. Constrain, 억제하다, inhibit, restrain, restrict. The country's economic growth was constrained by a high level of inflation. Turmoil, 소란, 동요, unrest, agitation, stir. When the electricity went out across the city, it created turmoil among the residents. Property, 특성, characteristic, character, quality. Professor Kim discussed the properties of gas molecules in detail during the lecture. Property, 재산, estate, possession, havings. Albert lost all of his property in the fire. Fuel, 연료를 공급하다, 자극하다, give energy to, encourage. Coal fueled the engines used in the steamships of the 19th century. Majestic, 위험 있는, 웅대한, magnificent, grand, august. The bald eagle is so majestic that the U.S. made the animal its national bird. Preeminent, 뛰어난, outstanding, distinguished, foremost. Marcel Duchamp was one of the preeminent artists of the 20th century. Crude, 각오하지 않은, rough, primitive, raw, unrefined. Dietary experts believe that crude sea salt contains more nutrients than its refined counterparts. Variety, 다양성, diversity, multiplicity. The variety of trees is a result of millions of years of evolution. Variety, 종류, type, species, sort, kind. The catfish is a popular variety of freshwater fish. Typically, 보통, usually, normally, ordinarily. Pain relief tablets typically take 10 to 30 minutes to start working. Supplementary, 추가의, additional, extra. These days, many people work a second job for supplementary income. Reduce, 감소시키다, decrease, diminish, cut. The poor tobacco crops of 1755 greatly reduced the amount of tobacco exports. Subject, 피실험자, participant. The subjects in the medical experiment have been screened for health issues. Subject, 실행인의 등을 겪게 하다. exposed. After a few weeks, young owls leave the nest and subject themselves to danger. Flee, 도망치다, 벗어나다, run away from, escape, abscond. Although many criminals attempted to flee Alcatraz prison, it was nearly escape-proof.